Hey Bears, Eric here, and this is just your reminder that jokes can in fact be racist. Exhibit A. So if you hadn't seen it, this is a recent tweet from Nerdrotic about the cancellation of Shang-Chi 2, which Simu already debunked, so it's irrelevant. But he posted this tweet where he says, something wrong, in which the punchline is the fact that Asians talk funny. And a lot of people would say, oh yeah, that's a racist joke. Just is. But if you go into the comments under this tweet, you'll see a lot of people defending it as it's just a joke, bro, as if they don't understand that jokes can be a lot of different things. And in fact, racist humor is an actual thing. Surprise, surprise, right? I guess mind blown. This isn't Nerdrotic's first time doing this. Obviously, he's had a few other moments where he's posted up videos with thumbnails with like subtle microaggressive racist stuff. And a lot of his defenders are, again, it's just a joke. It's just a joke. But they don't seem to understand that jokes can, in fact, be racist, misogynistic, homophobic. It's just something that explains what kind of joke, what kind of humor it is. Now, back in the 70s, 80s, and some of the 90s, there were comedians that made entire careers off of edgy, racist, and bigoted humor. Sometimes it was done in a way to mock and make fun of racism, to make changes to society. It's not what this is. And other times they were just talking about racism from their point of view, or they were being shock jocks. So a lot of those as well that told racist, inappropriate jokes in public and got very popular doing it. However, they're comedians. They were people that actually stood behind the stuff they said. They would tell you flat out, yeah, my jokes are racist. My humor is racist. They didn't have any fear of doing that because it was their craft. It was something they did. Now, whether you agree or disagree with that humor, especially the really dated stuff that obviously wouldn't be said today, however you feel about it, they at least stood behind what they said and they didn't feel afraid and cower back to worry about what the public thought about them back then. And there's a lot of stuff on that. We could do a whole history on humor and how like marginalized communities have been the victims of that kind of humor for a very long time. But Gary's not a comedian. So he is doing this as sort of just like a joke you would hear from your inappropriate uncle. We're in our inappropriate uncle era of the internet. We skipped right past dad jokes, like the harmless dad jokes that everybody could take part in. Those were not edgy enough. They were not sensational enough, stuff that we could all sort of engage with. So now we're at the point where you're the uncle that comes to the party that everybody has to be warned about before you arrive, as the uncle that tells inappropriate jokes. He's a little bit racist. That's where we are with Gary. And that's pretty much like this entire community, to be quite honest, is this idea that everything they do has to be inappropriate and shocking. Now, I want to be very clear about the people that are retweeting this, trying to shame Gary or anybody really from the Fellowship, Fandom Menace, Geeks and Gamers, any of that community. If you're trying to shame them, it is a wasted, pointless effort. I hate to say it. The shame does not work because they are racist for pay. They are doing this because of the engagement. Now, Twitter just pays people for how much engagement they get. It doesn't matter what the content is because I've tested it out. You report stuff on Twitter, even when it violates their guidelines. If it's generating enough revenue for them, they are not going to block, ban, or restrict those accounts. So there's no point. So any sort of engagement that Gary gets from this is going to line his pockets with money. And that means getting outside of the reach of his normal Twitter followers. So the people that he would normally interact with are already locked in. That's just a base thing that he's going to get. He wants to get outside of that bubble, which is why he does stuff like this. So the best thing to do with this is not to try and shame him because, like, again, he's racist for pay. I remember in my community, like, gay for pay was a big joke. Like, these guys that would go out and have sex with anybody because they were gay for pay, right? He's racist for pay. The material damages do not matter to him. So he doesn't care what kind of effect this has. They've got expensive shit that they got to pay for. All these meetups and things they do, they have to pay for this. And so the money that they make is more important to them than the social responsibilities or personal values they might have. It simply doesn't matter. You're not going to shame him into feeling bad about this. It's just a pointless effort. So if you want to engage with this kind of stuff, engage it from the perspective of calling it out and not trying to get Gary or any of these people to change their minds. They're making money off of this. They don't care about being shamed. But do you want to see how prevalent racism and racist humor is in this community? Would you like to see a clip they probably don't want you to see? Let's watch a quick clip from these guys together on a live stream where racist jokes are on the menu.
Angry Black Nerd Girl on Twitter.
Yeah,
she was there. I got to see her. She didn't say hi to me. It was weird.
That's strange. I'm sure if I was there, she would have said hi to me.
So if you're not aware, this is Ryan Cannell, another person that does a lot of racist stuff on video and on social media with Gary Nerdrotic.
You know, she may not know, but I am officially a member of the club.
Oh yeah, me too.
So we're balling here. We got the chains. We got N-word passes. You know,
why are they just have those just in their pocket? Okay,
it's all good.
Well, we talk about hip hop one time, you know, and all of a sudden,
and YouTube tried to take us down, didn't they?
We're in the club.
Oh.
We're in the club. That's right.
And that is Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers, also with one of these little joke cards that you might see at Spencer's or something like that.
Try to take us down as soon as we show that we care about the Black community. Isn't that convenient?
That's right.
It's
all this humor because they are so racist towards Black actors that they think it's funny to pretend to care about the Black community. That's the joke, guys. That's the joke here.
Almost like there's something going on. There's a conspiracy to make sure that every single person gets gaslit about us. We fucking love Black people.
Yeah.
Come on. We're like Trump. Dude, you see Trump walk into a Chick-fil-A? It's like a...
Yeah, see, so this is humor to them. So they're masking all of the stuff they do with this again, sort of inappropriate humor.
Yeah. Antonio Brown tweeted out about an hour ago, N-words love Trump, Trump loves N-words.
So if you have the N-word pass, Ryan, say it. Be a man. Be a man and say it. I would love for you guys to actually try and get away with that. I think that might be a bit too far. But I would really love to see you try, because I think that might be a step too far for a lot of the people that watch you. Or maybe not. We'd find out.
Yeah, yeah. And he just showed the video from that. Yeah.
And then the Lizzo, did you see the Lizzo tweet he made? Like Antonio Brown is.
He has CTE.
Yeah,
apparently that's what it takes for a Black person to vote for Trump. Brain damage. Is that what we're saying right now? I'm not sure.
So the joke is that only Black people with brain damage would vote for Trump.
Maybe, but I just want to know I'm better than those guys because I actually traded my white privilege card for the N-word pass. So
yeah, that's
I think they got a better deal.
That's not the direction to go, man. You got to keep both. You got to keep both.
I don't need a card.
Yeah.
You know, like I'm white.
We're gonna be the minority soon. You need to keep that card.
Yeah, I might have been a bad move. I don't know.
All right, so no worries. These guys have N-word passes, so they can just say that. They can just say it openly, and there's no issue with it. Except they never will. They'll never say it because that would ruin the illusion. That would ruin the grift that they have going on. I don't think they'd ever say it. Maybe they will. Maybe one day they'll need the engagement so much that they'll drop it. They'll drop that word on social media. Maybe it's out there already. I haven't been able to find it. Maybe it exists. I don't know. But that was the humor, was that the white privilege, the N-word pass, only Black people with brain damage vote for Trump, but they love Black people. Just all of this inappropriate stuff that they're saying, that they have going on here. Now, the reason why they will not admit that the humor they're doing is racist, and I want you to say this with me, it is plausible deniability. Then they'll never have to worry about that casual viewer that might be tuning in randomly, that's looking for a place to go to talk about this stuff, and scaring them away with all of this outward aggressive racism. They don't have to worry about that because they have plausible deniability. They already have their fan base locked in. They know how far they can push them, especially Gary, because he's done this kind of stuff before. So he knows that his hardcore fans aren't going anywhere. So he just has to be casually racist as much as he can to the people that might be making up their mind on whether they're going to be one of those 1 million+ subscribers of Nerdrotic, because there's a lot hinging on that for him. The really wild thing about this for me is that Gary doesn't even need to do this stuff. I don't think it's necessary. His channel is locked in. His viewers are locked in. I'm not really sure why he does it, but the people that hang around him, like Ryan and Jeremy and the rest of the people on Friday Night Tights, they kind of have to do this stuff. They have to engage in this kind of outrage stuff, because for them, it must be really depressing to see Gary have over 1 million subscribers, for them to just be on this show week after week after week after week and have very slow to no growth on their channels not like Gary has, but just almost none, but be associated with him and everybody in that community. It's almost like there's something unique about Gary that people are gravitating towards that these other guys don't have. You know, just being there week after week after week and watching him get over 1 million subs, and all they can do is sit there and complain about Brie Larson and black people. It must suck. It must really suck for them to be stuck in that spot. It's telling us that he's still pandering to the casual racist or outwardly racist viewers that he might have. He doesn't want to take a chance on losing them, I guess. Maybe it's just too powerful for him. For somebody with this kind of reach and the kind of content that he's putting out, it just doesn't seem necessary to me. But maybe there's an element that I'm missing there. I mean, I feel like he could stop doing it, but it's possible that he doesn't want to stop making content for all of his viewers who traded in their white hoods for stormtrooper helmets.